Ryan Higgins and Benny Howell both put in excellent performances, but they weren't enough to prevent Gloucestershire from falling to a heavy 25-run Vitality Blast defeat to Essex in Bristol. Batting first, the Eagles made the ideal start through their openers Cameron Delport and Tom Wesley. The former has been in terrific touch so far in this competition, and that form was in evidence again here as he cleared the rope 3 times in the opening 6 overs of power play, in which he alone hit 35 runs, Essex swiftly moving on to 58 without loss. The South African tucked into Tom Smith when he came on to deliver the game's 8th over, one which went for 20 runs, Delport hitting 2 more maximums to complete a half-century from 30 deliveries, the opening partnership reaching 81. Among the carnage, Howell's opening over cost only 2 runs, and then he persuaded Delport to miss hit to Miles Hammond, the batsman on his way for 51. Howell was magnificent. In his next over, he also removed Adam Wheater. The total may have read 97 for 2 after 11 overs, but Howell had figures of 2 for 8 from 3. Meanwhile, Smith was having a night to forget with the ball, his 3rd over being hit for 24 runs. Wesley, having completed a 36-ball half-century, now changed gears, creaming the ball all over the boundary, not once, not twice, but 3 times in the over. Smith looked bamboozled as his 3 overs had now gone for 55 runs. Howell balanced things up at the other end though, finishing with figures of 2 for 14, Essex entering the final 5 overs with a total on 147 for 2. Dan Lawrence ensured that Ryan Higgins wasn't able to match Howell's extraordinary effort by hitting the bowler for 2 successive sixes in over number 18. That over cost 19 runs, while the penultimate one, delivered by Andrew Tye, went for 20. Lawrence hitting 2 fours and then 2 more maximums in the space of 4 balls. The batsman racing up to a 29-ball 56. His innings ending to the last ball of Tye's spell, Hammond with his 2nd catch of the evening. Essex then settling for a final score of 206 for 3, Wesley batting through for his 54-ball 86. Gloucestershire needed a good opening stand, but instead lost Hammond to Adam Zampa for 19 at the end of the 3rd over. Michael Klinger was then taken behind off Shane Snater for 11, while James Bracey picked out Paul Walter off Simon Harmer for 8, the total looking a little sad on 43 for 3 after 7. It was then left to Higgins and Ian Cobain to try to forge a partnership while having no time at all to settle into their task. The target for the last 10 overs left at 142. That was an almost impossible task, made yet harder when Cobain found Harmer off Aaron Beard after making 13. Gloucestershire were not going to go down without a fight, however, and Higgins went after Harmer, striking the spinner for 3 successive boundaries. But that kind of return was now going to be needed off every over. Higgins raced to a fine 50 from 29 balls, his 2nd 6 taking him to his mark. It was a great effort, but alas, those early wickets had simply left him with too much to do. It was a shame because the partnership between Higgins and Jack Taylor was an exhilarating one, realising 93 runs in only 7 overs together. Taylor's 42 used up only 20 deliveries, he falling as he was having to try to hit every ball out of the park. 45 runs to get from the last 2 overs. Higgins at least can remember his night fondly. This 6 took him to his highest ever T20 score. He finished on 77, made from 43 balls. But it wasn't enough, of course. Gloucestershire finishing on 181 for 5 to lose by 25 runs. Lessons will have been learnt, no doubt, ahead of the next match back in Bristol against high-flying Sussex on Sunday.